All right, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Freezin for NFC North Podcast, episode 182, NFC North Head Coaches. We are only a couple weeks away from the draft, so we have to talk a little bit in preparation. Last week, we talked about the obviously the general managers, head coaches this week, and I am NFL Outdated. You can find me on YouTube, NFL Outdated, on Instagram, NFL Outdated, on TikTok at Freezin 4 pod, and hey, on Twitter X at NFL Outdated, and stoking the division discussion daily. We'll just say that. Always welcome, Dre. Glad to have you back. Where can I find you as we get started? It's like the head coach listening. As we're trying to get him going, seventh letter, where can everyone find you?
Excuse Dre, he doesn't have a GM. Seventh letter 4, Twitter X, same OG, Instagram, Facebook, and I'm froze again.
I mean, this is the Freezin 4, so it's all about we're freezing. But
are you freezing me on purpose, yo?
I am not. I wish I had that ability. I don't have that kind of power. If I had that kind of power, I would put money down on my Bears retroactively to win the division. I mean, I did say they were going to win the division because we have our head coach, Ben Johnson, who proved in year one he belongs at the top, possibly. I mean, obviously we have some decent head coaches in the division. Dre will hopefully get you going here soon, and obviously, as we get going, we have quite possibly within the division. I think we might have top to bottom the best 4 coaches collectively of any other division in the football. I mean, would you agree with that, seventh letter?
Yeah, once you unfreeze me, yes, I do agree with that. We do all of us have pretty good coaches. All of us, good, great in their own right.
Yeah. Obviously Dan Campbell resurrected the Lions, so that has something to say with about that. Matt LaFleur, he's been decent. He's been in the postseason. I have to say something nice about him. They've been contending every year, so that's huge. Minnesota Vikings, Kevin O'Connell turned around that team. Obviously, we know him as the big KOC.
Oh God.
And my guy, Ben Johnson, obviously, having a fantastic first year. Well, as seventh letter kind of gets his stuff figured out, Dre, where can everyone find you as we get started?
You can find me on X Twitter. It's at Skullman Sports. Thanks for having me as always.
All right. Okay. So we're talking about head coaches. So obviously I can talk about mine soon here, but let's go ahead and start with you. So we're kind of ranking the division coaches as we kind of prepare for the draft and all that stuff as well. So Kevin O'Connell, he is considered one of the better coaches in the NFL. So give us a case where Kevin O'Connell is the best coach or one of the better coaches in the division. So I'm going to put up his stats here. Dre, what do you like about Kevin O'Connell?
I think like what he's able to do with, I guess, less, I think it shows is, I guess, his ability to coach. I mean, like he made, like, honestly, Josh Dobbs look like a decent quarterback for a little bit of time, like that requires coaching. Yeah, they were able to figure it out. It wasn't like a great season, obviously, but I mean, like they still were able to play decently. I think that's something that, like, when things go bad, you kind of up back against the wall. Like you need somebody to be obviously rile things in. All right, listen, we're gonna still just go out and like work hard for these games and kind of play well. I think like that's why I like him. I also like his honesty about like relative honesty. Obviously, coaches give coaches speak all the time, so it's you give honesty about it, but it's also he's not the hard coaching in the sense like he, I guess, isn't going to really talk down to his players. But he's not like afraid of like being like kind of like hard on them, but not in a disrespectful way, which is honestly looking back, like in the last run, like that was the problem with Mike Zimmer at the end, is that he was a little bit too brass. And I love Zimmer. I actually have like not as much problem given what had happened before him. Like that's what we needed at the time, and he was a great coach too. So I like him a lot, and I think like it shows we have played well. Yeah, postseason isn't great. Obviously want more than that, but given everything surrounding it, I mean, like with it's his fourth season. So I mean, like, and 2 of those seasons were like, including last year, was the like we're not sure what we're doing. Like one season, like we lose Kirk Cousins basically at week 7 or something to the Achilles, and we don't really have much of a backup at that point. Basically, kind of similar what happened like this past year, and it's kind of like up and down. Like we're not sure, but like that's not a terrible record. I mean, obviously he's on kind of a little bit of a warm seat, if anything, this year, but. I think that, I like him a lot as a head coach. I think, and honestly, again, with what he's able to do when his back is up against the wall, he's really good. And then, players respect him at the end of the day. And I think like that shows like season in and season out. Like people aren't giving bad words to him and anything like that. So yeah, that's why I like him a lot, at least.
Well, and you look at okay, let's kind of try to list the starting quarterbacks under Kevin O'Connell. Obviously, Kirk Cousins, he played 17 games in 2022, and looks like he played 8 games. Then he had injury in 2023. So we've got Kirk Cousins. So who is the next most quarterback do you think that started the most games for the Vikings with Kirk Cousins? Well, obviously, you get Cousins, and then who else?
Probably the freaking Sam Darnold.
Sam Darnold is number 1. He started Sam Darnold, and then Cousins are the top 2. All right, so who is the third quarterback on this list for the under Kevin O'Connell with the Minnesota Vikings?
Probably. Was it the rookie? What's the name?
Hall?
Hall? No. Was it Fake Favre?
Ooh, which one's Fake Favre?
He went to the same school Favre went to. What is his name?
So the third one appeared in 13 games with the Vikings, including 3 starts in 2023. Mullins,
Fake Favre.
Mullins. Yeah. Okay.
Mullins.
I forget about him.
All right, so 3 starts. Dobbs is next on the list. He played 5 games for the Vikings in 2023. Hall is the other one, 5th round draft pick. Played 3 games in 2023, and then obviously you got McCarthy, who played as well. So, and there were a couple of other quarterbacks last year as well. So, who else played last year for the Vikings, Dre?
The rookie. What's his name? The rookie. Beat us.
The old guy.
Oh, Carson Wentz was the main.
Carson Wentz played. Yes. Yeah. Yes. And then Max Brosmer.
Matt Brosmer. Yeah.
Brosmer. So yeah, I mean, he hasn't had a lot to work with. Obviously, that 1 year with Sam Darnold, obviously Sam Darnold's balling out now, and now he's with Seattle. So quietly, he's done more, as you said, with less. And so maybe he's the quarterback whisperer. And now, obviously, it's going to be an interesting reclamation project with Kyler Murray. So for whatever reason, Kevin O'Connell has been able to do a lot with the quarterbacks that maybe have been less.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. And I have I won't talk too much down on McCarthy, but I mean, at the end of the day, we still had a winning record last year, and everyone, multi pundits and honestly everybody here, we talked down to how the Vikings played last year, especially in comparison to the year prior, and obviously with Darnold, obviously with Jones going, but we still were 9-8. Given how much people complain of how bad, quote unquote, bad the Vikings were, we were still 9-8. And I think that shows, honestly, coaching. I mean, obviously on we were bailed out on the defensive side of the ball with Flores too, but it's also that goes to show there's still a decent offense, at least on paper, being coached by O'Connell. Now, I will say he's not a perfect play caller, and I think he'll admit that too. But that shows. And you look at honestly Mike Tomlin, who has never up till obviously him walking away this past however many months ago it was, he never had a losing record, and people praise him for that. And so it's we had 9-8, yeah, again, compared to a 14-3 season. That's not great, obviously, but it's still how can you praise one coach for never going below 500, and then when your coach does the exact same thing, he's he's terrible and all that, So I'm not given everything. I'm not too disappointed about last season, and I think coaching wise, yeah, with Kyler Murray, I think there's a lot to be. The ceiling's high, there's a lot there that can be, I guess, tapped into, and I trust KOC to do that.
I mean, the biggest thing too, obviously, coaches eventually is the postseason. He's 0-2 in the postseason. So I mean, that has something to say as far as seventh letter, as far as if it's a good coach, right?
Well, not really. It's quarterbacks, man. You know what I'm saying? Playoffs is the tournament. That's where all of the NFL's best teams get in there, and anybody can win. They ran up against the Giants and they ran up against the Rams one time. Those, the Rams is a good team. Giants kind of almost beat them a couple weeks before that. So it was it was kind of just right there. They knew they couldn't stop the run, so they just kind of Barkleyed them to death, and Kirk Cousins kind of depended on Hawkinson on fourth down.
I don't know about Hawkinson.
Yeah.
All right, so he does have the coach of the year in 2024.
Yeah, he shouldn't have that, but all right. That's all right. He lost to us twice. By the way, that year he lost to us twice. We had the best record in the league. Whole defense and team decimated, especially the defense, and it still was 15-2. And he still gets played coach of the year. That was bullshit.
But you look at the prior year in comparison. Y'all didn't gain very many players or any key players. We lost and that we didn't want to pay him, Kirk Cousins, and then so we had that quarterback issue to come back from and then we obviously at that point lost McCarthy, who was supposed to be the starter. Darnold comes in and then they go 14 wins. No one was really predicting them to go that high. It's
nobody believe in Kirk Cousins like that. You know what I'm saying?
Right. But when you're basically you're at a rookie at that point, and then a veteran, a guy who's been passed around as a journeyman, as a coach that. Whereas what you guys had the prior year going into 2023, 2022 versus 2023, you didn't have that much of changes. Aside from little things.
Except for we won 4 more games. You know what I'm saying? 4 more games. No Elaine Hill, no Aiden Hutchinson, no Carlton Davis, no other pass. We had to trade for a pass rusher before Thanksgiving. Who else did we lose? We lost David Montgomery at one point. We lost who else we lose? We lost 15 people who was calling people off the streets. We beat the Packers with like 8 players off the practice squad. You know what I'm saying? And they went to the playoffs.
All right, so, let's get to your coach then as well. Obviously, you're talking up a good old Dan Campbell. And here is his coaching resume. He's got 55, 45, and 1, 55% winning percentage, 2-2 in the playoffs, 5 seasons, 2023 Maxwell Club Coach of the Year, and
what is that?
It's one of the Coach of the Year awards. It's the off Broadway version.
That's one of the Trump awards. That's one of the Donald Trump awards, man. I don't even know what that is, man. Dan Campbell came to the Detroit Lions. We had nothing. Mm-hmm. We had nothing but draft picks. You know what I'm saying? We had nothing. We start off the year with a whole bunch. Half of the 75% of the team was gone the next year. Coming there, we rip off like 8. We won like 8 out of the last, or 7 out of the last 8 or 9. You know what I'm saying? We beat the Packers. We kill Aaron Rodgers. We kill him. He's dead. He's out of the division. He didn't want to come back. He knew it was over. Next year, we only lose to the Packers and the Bears. We 4-2. 4-2 3-2. How we do it? We play y'all 6 times. We're 4-2 in the division. We go to the NFC Championship that year. The year after that, 15-2. Swept the division. All right, this year we fell off because we lost a couple people again. But we sweep the NFC Championships this year in the regular season. Blew them out. Gave them blew them out the worst. Beat them as bad as they ever been beat the whole season.
You know, going back to 2023, so that was Campbell did lead the Lions to the number 1 seed in the NFC for the first time in their history. So they hadn't done that. Obviously, first division title.
2024, he did that.
2024. Okay,
NFC Championship.
That's okay. 2023. That's right. Yep. The Lions did clinch their first division title since 1993. So yeah, it was a complete and dramatic shift. And the Lions are one of those teams that, they have been bad for so long that, they're easier within the division to root for. He has a reputation for going for it on 4th down.
Now look at y'all. Everybody doing it now. Everybody's doing it.
Yeah. So he's a trendsetter.
He changed the game. Everybody doing it now. Everybody doing the trick plays. Everybody going for it on 4th down. Dan Campbell did that, man. He going to the Hall of Fame. Watch, even if we don't win a Super Bowl. Watch. He's a great coach. I love him. I can't stand it. I'm a Detroit Lions fan for over 30 years.
Mm-hmm.
When he goes for it sometimes, I clench I'm like, why are we doing this? Why are we doing this? Oh, we got it. Like, that's how he is. He gives me confidence and trusting the process, because it ain't like he just doing it to be doing it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
He believes in players. They love, until this year, you know what I'm saying? Everybody's mad that they're not getting re-signed, but it's a business and you 31 now. I can't keep you. But everybody loves playing for him. And hopefully, we draft well this year and we back to where we belong. But I love Dan Campbell. I wouldn't even go far and say he's not an X and O guy. You know what I'm saying? They probably think he's a lump of, just a lump and a meathead. But I see the brilliance in his coaching style. Some people don't. I do. Because I think it's more than just X's and O's, because a lot of coaches have that. But he beats them all. Them all.
You know what I would say?
Not in 2025.
That's
all right, we lost to y'all. Y'all finally beat us, y'all.
What I would say about Dan Campbell is obviously kind of learning from how he brought Ben Johnson along, and obviously offensively this year, he was allowing his offensive coordinator to call the plays, and then he switched it up, and it was only realized because he was wearing glasses, on the sideline to look at the play calls, look at the play sheet. So, but when you look at how he's conducted himself in just how he didn't throw his offensive coordinator under the bus, and he tried to kind of, say that's basically how Ben Johnson did it. And, I don't see that as throwing shade at the Bears head coach. I see that as, saying, okay, well, look, you got a top head coach who went through that process and really trying to build up his staff. So, I believe that's really the whole kind of, culture shift. So, I think Dan Campbell is a solid coach.
He's the best coach in the division.
I mean, we'll see about that, right?
It's either out of him or O'Connell, but
okay.
He just did it. They done it before, you know what I'm saying? And O'Connell always comes in with, even if they're not that good, they still play hard. You know what I mean? It can have a lot to do with having Flores too, a defensive coordinator too. Because that attacking style of defense, even if the personnel ain't all that, they still create turnovers and keep them in the game. You don't see nobody blowing the Vikings out. So
it makes a difference. Yeah. I mean, as far as, a team not being, just completely, out of the game early on. But let's go ahead and go to we don't have Trev here, but let's talk about Green Bay Packers head coach Matt LaFleur, 79-46-1, 631 winning percentage in 7 seasons. Postseason, he's 3-6, 1 win under Jordan Love and 2 wins with Aaron Rodgers, quarterback that should not be named. He does have 3 division championships, all of them. Aaron Rodgers. MVP. So, yeah. All right. And really, I mean, it kind of stoked the fire of maybe Aaron Rodgers getting those MVPs by, drafting Jordan Love. But all right. So who wants to give Matt LaFleur, some love here?
Can we just move on to Ben Johnson at this point?
We don't want to talk about Matt LaFleur.
I think Matt LaFleur, he's a good coach, X and O's and everything. Goop kind of drafts good players for him. But he's just I don't know, man. Sometimes it's like he's faking it. You know what I'm saying? Like he a lot of those wins, even the NFL kind of, I don't know, it just kind of hit a downturn. So the Packers always kind of end up with enough wins to sneak into the playoffs every year, even if they come in I think they came in 3rd in 2024. And still crept in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? Like they ain't
always the 7th seed.
Right. So they kind of sneak in. They got Jordan Love is too up and down, and I don't know if that's Matt LaFleur's fault. I don't know. But it's he's a good coach. It's just he's so emotional. I could tell. Like some of the decisions he makes, like all the losses to the Bears last year, the last minute, like it's all his fault. All of them. Every last one, every last loss, I'm just looking at it like, man, they letting these motherfuckers score. Oh my God. Why is he letting the Bears constantly blitz him and he not do nothing the whole 3rd quarter? Like, why? He's not doing nothing. So it's if he was to get fired, he'd be jobless for a day.
Yeah.
So what I mean?
Well, and they gave him extra money, so
because he's in the playoffs, and they can blame it on injuries. They can blame it on Matt LaFleur being hurt. You know what I'm saying? They can do that. That's about it. But he is a good coach. Like I say, like he's not a bad coach. He's just kind of the same. And then you would fire a coach with a 63% winning percentage. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of hard.
It is, yeah, because what other options are out there? And when you look at, I think what Packer fans are, expecting, they're expecting playoffs, and for whatever reason, they're still expecting Super Bowls, which it hasn't happened in 15 years. Sorry, Packer fans, but they're expecting to compete. They're expecting to compete, and I mean, do you start over with the new coach? They went with Matt LaFleur, right? Again, and there are some Packer fans that were not happy about that, especially some in the media. Look, you talked about his decision making at the end of the game. I mean, back in 2021, Aaron Rodgers was not a fan of him going for the field goal on fourth and goal from the 8 when trailing by 8 points. Just over 2 minutes remaining in the NFC Championship game. So that's what I wonder. Does he have that killer instinct that you need that as a coach. You need that as a quarterback. Does he have that? And that's why I continue to question on Twitter online, does Jordan Love have that? This Jordan Love, Matt LaFleur pairing, it's the 7th seed. So obviously they've been in the playoffs. But, I mean, even just how he dealt with the whole handshake incident, right? Come on.
Well, I mean, it's they ain't, I guess it's a decorum, respect thing, and Ben Johnson talking how he talking, and I guess he was kind of rubbed the wrong way. I guess he was kind of taken back by it, like, what the fuck would I do? You the Packers, that's what you did.
Yeah, that's what you want.
Like, I get it as a fan, but I guess there's a certain decorum. I think that is expected when you're a leader of a franchise, and there's power in that. You know what I'm saying? It's power. Like, the fans would be a little bit more rough on you. Like, it's already fuck the Packers everywhere you go. But shit, you come to Chicago now, like you got some crazy people out there. This kind of this a tough time in this country, man. It's lit. It's boiling, and it might boil over at a football game. You don't want that. So.
Yes and no, but I think that's what I mean. When you talk about sports, I mean, we talk about sports regularly here, but it's almost a distraction from that, right? And I think if you can galvanize a city in this, rivalry, I mean, as a Bears fan, that's why I was happy about that, and that's why I think, quite frankly, a lot of Packer fans maybe have questions about LaFleur, because like he it's a lot of coach speak, it's a lot of like just not really like saying a lot, kind of excuses. What I like about Ben Johnson, and we can, shift to Ben Johnson here. What I like about Ben Johnson is, he has accountability for himself, for his players. He's not, obviously the DJ Moore last play for the Rams, and DJ Moore not, maybe being in the right spot for that. Ben Johnson didn't, he took it on himself, right? Yeah, and I think that's what you want as coach. Dan Campbell has done that. He's taken it on himself. And I think when we listen to Matt LaFleur talk, I don't hear that. And that surprises me. I think you want.
I hear him do it to a lot. He do it to the defense a lot, because this is a lot of times where the Packers do get bullied on defense a lot. So I think it'd be like, yo, man, we got to man up, you know what I'm saying, and make better decisions. Then you got the Quay Walker who will bug out and get a stupid penalty and stuff. So it's a bit warranted. Like, I imagine if we did something undisciplined, he'd say something like when Jameson Williams does it. He says, yo, we got to be better than that, and stuff like that, It's a way to go about it. But like I say, he's an emotional coach, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's a little bit of a, a lot of bitch assness comes from over there, So it's a different guy. Everybody different. Like, I might be a little bit more of a thinker when it comes to testosterone filled situations, because I kind of know, like, I'm comfortable in my masculinity, and I can, you got it, brother. You know what I'm saying? I'm comfortable with the fact that I will assail you, and you lucky I'm not assailing you right now. So I'm gonna let you walk and let you get that little win. Now it's gonna eat me up inside because I let you walk away. And I think that's how Dan Campbell do it. He know he big. He know can't nobody do nothing to him. So he just, all right, yo, I'm gonna talk to him when I talk to him, man to man or whatever. Just like he said about Taylor Decker. Like, I'll talk to him. We're gonna talk like men, though.
You know what is interesting? You talk about Taylor Decker as well. Like, it came out that he would definitely not want to play for a division rival, but he named, I believe, the Packers and the Bears. He didn't name the Vikings. So maybe they don't see the Vikings as a rival.
Nah, it ain't that. He just better not go over there. If he go over there, he know what it's going to be. He know what it's going to be. I don't even think he'll be mad to go to the Vikings, because nobody really hates the Vikings like we hate the Bears or the Packers.
That's fair. That's absolutely fair.
But, like, we hate the Bears because Ben went over there.
There we go. Speaking of, that's great transition. So head coach Ben Johnson in his first year, 12-7 overall, 632 winning percentage, which by percentage is the best in the NFC North, 632, just barely over Matt LaFleur at 631, winning percentage, postseason 1-1, one division championship. So he is batting 1,000 for his division championships. Obviously I say this tongue in cheek. I love Ben Johnson. I love his trajectory. I go back and forth all the time with Packer fans, and this is their only defense right now. It's like they're saying one lucky season, one season, then back to the cellar. Now, who knows what the record's going to be? We'll see. The draft is coming up, and then the schedule is coming up. I think that's going to be important to all look at. But Ben Johnson, as a Bears head coach, has done something that no other head coach has done since maybe even Ditka, and then Ditka got too big for his britches, head too big, all that stuff. But he has just created a culture of accountability, of excitement, of having that edge. And I think, and he probably learned a lot of that from Dan Campbell, and that's what you need to turn a culture around that's used to getting bullied, and to now become the bully, and become the team that believes in their coach, believes in their quarterback, and just all the way down the line. And I think because that story came out from Kevin Byard about how he was doing the good, better, best, in training camp, and they were all like, "What's this guy doing? This is really weird." But then obviously when they started winning, then it became like it was cool.
Yeah, I love it now because I'm winning. I never won before, so yeah, it's nice. It's nice, right?
Oh yeah. I mean, and that's the thing. Yeah, like a DJ Moore who never won before. Now we shipped him out, but I think he's going to win with Buffalo. But when you look at coaches up and coming, it's hard not to put Ben Johnson up there. I do understand, kind of even looking at some of the playoffs and some of the games that we lost. He did make some rookie head coach mistakes, and he was not afraid to admit that as well. That just making sure to put Caleb in the best position to succeed, and some of the play calls obviously in the Rams game as well. So what are your thoughts on this?
Who wants to go first?
I guess I'll start. I mean, I think Ben, I do think, it's hard to really judge somebody on one season and just say like it really is hard, like objectively speaking. He could be great. I'm not trying to say he's not a great coach. So the only thing that I see, one thing I do like about him is that you see certain the post game stuff, how energized they get. And that does bring a lot of energy into a locker room. And I do appreciate that. I think, honestly, Dan Campbell does the same thing. I think obviously KOC does. And this just maybe what I see on social media, the algorithm, whatever, but I never really see anything from Matt LaFleur, about doing things like that, or just getting really animated and just being a guy in the locker room, hyping his guys up for wins and stuff, and so he had a great season. I'm not trying to take that away from him. He did do obviously in Detroit, he was a good offensive coordinator there. So he has had success. I'm intrigued to see what happens this next season, and then I'll be able to defend him a lot better. But I mean, I do like him. I do like that energy that he brings. And yeah, I mean, he obviously he was able to change y'all from basically the bottom to the top, I mean, that is a big turnaround, so I think that's definitely a lot of praise to say, whereas the Packers kind of have remained in the same area for the past, I don't know, since Aaron Rodgers pretty much.
Well, yeah, I mean, you look at going to the games that are important, right? And as a Bears fan, going into some of those Packer games, I was just like, okay, it's going to happen again. And then obviously the first one, Caleb drove the Bears down, and that's a game that we have to have as Chicago Bears fans. The Packers have dominated us for so long, and Caleb Williams drove us down. And then that interception, and it's kind of like, okay, again with these Green Bay Packers. All right. But that's the thing. Then, Ben had Caleb continuing to grow throughout the whole season. And when you look at Caleb's rookie season to the second season, obviously, offensive line is important, but Caleb did, cut down on his sacks. And that has to do with the coach, that has to do with them being prepared in training camp, all those things. And then we got to the second Packer game. Obviously, a lot of things had to happen, but the Bears proved that they were able to continue to win those close games and come back, whereas an Eberflus coach team would have never done that. So just kind of like as a fan and as players, they started to believe. And when you have a coach that you can believe in, that's going to go for the jugular, the killer instinct, I mean, that's huge. And then even like looking back to the playoff game, I mean, the Bears were down 21-3 at halftime. I mean, as a fan, I was like, well, great. Again, and then they started scoring points. I'm like, well, at least it's going to be close. And then you start to believe. And when you look at that whole culture change of winning, of like, woe is me, to changing it to we're going to win this game, that's huge. And obviously the Lions had that with Dan Campbell. I think regular season wise, you have that with Kevin O'Connell. But I mean, as Vikings fans, Dre, are you still kind of like, I mean, if you get in those big games, I mean, I spent about 10 years in Minnesota. I understand, like there's hope, but then you're like, maybe. I mean, do you kind of have that with O'Connell, that you feel like he's maybe one of the best coaches in the Vikings, I don't know, recent past, other than maybe Dennis Allen?
I mean, like, he's like the most winningest coach that we've had, like, I think since Dennis Green, if not more than. Dennis Green, I mean, I think, yeah. So I mean, arguably, yeah. Obviously, Dennis Green had a little bit more success, like in the playoffs and stuff. But we're like, I forget offhand how many years Green had as a head coach. He also had Randy Moss. I mean, yeah, O'Connell has Jefferson, but I will still say this, at least at this point in their career, like Randy Moss is obviously he's known as the freak, like he's a completely anomaly when it comes to receivers. So I love Jefferson too, don't get me wrong, but like it's a very different style of game.
Dennis Green from 92 to 2001 had 97 regular season wins for division titles. So obviously,
so like basically like it's like 10 years, so arguably double. So it's like O'Connell, even if he keeps the same trajectory, like of double, like he's not even good at, he won't even get to 90. So I mean, like arguably Denny Green is better, but again, 4 years versus what Denny Green had, it's really hard to really compare them that much, but it's just like relatively, yeah, like O'Connell has like done a lot. He has gotten us a lot of wins, but this league is no longer about longevity. It's about how quickly can you win, which like I think is detrimental to the entire NFL, but that's a whole different rant. But generally I would say, yeah, I like him. Like I say, he's one of the better coaches that we've had, probably top 5 if I had to really think about it. But yeah, like I have confidence in him just because of what he has done. Having said that, I don't know what's going to happen next offseason. Obviously, the leadership is willing to fire people that are extended the year before. So I don't know if that's like, how that's going to turn out. And again, the Wolves do have arguably the best safety net. Like I've said this before, in their defensive coordinator. Like they have, like if Kevin O'Connell doesn't work out, Flores is right there. They don't even have to hire somebody. They don't have to go into anything. He's right there. So, it's one of those things. I trust him, but as this league has shown, coaches are kind of
All right, so
they can go.
Let's go ahead. I'm going to start with you, Dre, and then I'm going to move you seventh letter. I'll say, Dre, rank your 4 division head coaches 1 through 4.
I would say at the top 2, I'm gonna be a homer, and I'll say obviously KOC, but then I'll say Campbell after that, and then Johnson, close, but again, 1 season, so it's hard really to compare him. But then I would say LaFleur's at the bottom. He's a good coach, like seventh letter said, but I think like Johnson has a little bit more fire in him than at least from what I've seen.
All right, so this is your rankings of the division head coaches. KOC number 1, Campbell 2, Johnson 3, and LaFleur is 4. All right, seventh letter. I mean, what are your thoughts on that list and your head coaches?
It's about right. That's about how I was going to do it. I was going to go Campbell, of course. You know, I'm a homer. Campbell, O'Connell. And I would put Johnson over LaFleur only because it's a little bit more upside to Ben Johnson, given he just kind of started the program there. So
and he did beat him in the playoffs. So
twice, he beat him twice in a row. He gutted him. You know what I'm saying? It's like he snatched their heart, so they probably won't beat y'all for a long time.
All right. So I'm going to put up. All right. So this is your head coach list. So this is what I get on social media a lot of times from the Packers. Obviously, you know, you just said, you know, LaFleur, the last worst in the division. I mean, obviously they're all good coaches.
Well, not worse. See, but when I say that, it's like I like the only reason why I put Johnson before him because it's I kind of expect more from y'all this year. Y'all gonna play better teams this year, so his profile gonna go up. It's a lot of learning in that. So there's gonna be some games I lose, but it's gonna be some learning that's done with that young team you got. LaFleur, you kind of know what you're gonna get. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna be 10-6, or 10-7, 11-6, or something like that. He gonna find a way. They gonna
9-7-1, yeah.
Yeah, they always gonna be in a playoff somehow. And then when they get Micah Parsons back, they're gonna make a rush at the end and lose first round to us or somebody. So,
okay, so that's the big thing I'm getting from Packer fans online is that, you know, say, well, Bears didn't beat LaFleur didn't beat, or Ben Johnson didn't beat LaFleur when they were fully healthy. So all these excuses for Packer fans now that these health and all this.
No such thing. No such thing, bro. I went 15-2 with the whole team hurt. So it doesn't matter. You play you that's what coaching is for. You know what I'm saying? The Bears was hurt half the year too.
They were, yes, absolutely. Their whole linebacker core was out for the Steelers game. Obviously, it wasn't against Aaron Rodgers, but we still found a way to win. Yeah, so their injuries, and obviously Micah Parsons is a huge injury. But when you look at the totality, I mean, it's more than just one player. It has to be. I've got some good old friends. So I got to earn some new friends, Packer fans, I believe. Dave Tex Jacobs and Nate Chickens. Great guys here. Great guys. Packers got a high floor, low ceiling, eat our veggies this season. I mean, the Packers are going to miss Micah Parsons for the first 3 to 4 games. So, I mean, they may be 0-4 by the time they face anybody.
They got the 3rd place record. Second place record.
It's still relatively
second place.
Second place record.
Second place.
I mean, like it's the Packers. Like I said, the Packers good. They beat good teams and lose to sucky ones. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just the way Jordan Love plays. He's too up and down. If he can, string together some consistency in his game, then I'll probably feel a little different. But I just think, Jordan Love is just first, second quarter against the Bears looked like the best quarterback in the world. And then second half, if it wasn't for a screen, he wouldn't have did nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's it. Like, you look crazy.
All right. So are you ready for my list?
Oh, God, yo. In the crown already. Jesus Christ.
All right, here we go. Ranking, according to NFLOutdated, ranking the top quarterbacks in the division, or the head coaches in the division. I am going to rant. Dan Campbell is the best in the division. He has proven it. All right. He's done it over all these years.
Yeah, that Maxwell Coach of the Year proves it.
I'm going to say Ben Johnson is the second best. You know why, Dre?
Why?
He's got a playoff win. There you go. And KOC does not have one.
Okay.
But obviously KOC is a solid coach, and LaFleur as well. But anytime we can have a Packer coach or player at the bottom of the list, I am good with this as well. So, and obviously, shout out to Dave Tex Jacobs. Obviously, we have some fun on Twitter as well. So, just a new friend, which is good. New friends are good. All right. So, looking at the head coaches, I would like to even, look at the defensive coordinators, and we can maybe even do that next week. But I mean, we got time. Defensive coordinators. When you look at it, I mean, I don't have all the stats.
Who? Yeah, who's 2, 3? Who's 2, 3, 4? Like that's all. This is not a debate. Okay. Who's 2, 3, 4? That's what we're saying here.
That's true.
Okay. All right. So, you're saying the defensive coordinators in the division. You're saying number one is, go ahead and say his name,
Brian Flores. It's 100% clear. All
right. So Flores is number one. Who do we have for defensive coordinators next on the list? Go ahead and give your case for your guy, Son Flatter.
You can juggle the last three. You can do whatever you want with them. They all ass. You could juggle all of them if you want.
It's funny. I didn't even know who the Lions defensive coordinator was this year, and I am just learning that Calvin Shepard is the Lions defensive coordinator. So what?
He started off good, and then it got ugly after a while. Like, this motherfucker can't stop the run. Like, he did stop running quarterbacks, though. I like that. I hate them running quarterbacks. We look good against running mobile quarterbacks this year. But, man, he can't stop the run. I don't like that. You can't win if you can't stop the run. It's over. It's over.
Well, and he's only had a year under his belt. So, so this is obviously the Packers. They've got Jonathan Gannon now. He was a head coach.
I think record-wise, he has a better relative record. I think. He was the defensive coordinator for the Super Bowl winning Eagles.
It don't matter who the Packers defensive coordinator is. They still soft. They can put anybody there. They soft. They still gonna be soft. They defense soft. It's been soft for 20 years now. It was soft before. It was soft with the other guy. It was soft with the one that went to Miami. Soft. They soft, yo. Michael Parsons made them feel a little tough, but then they go out there and lose to the freaking Browns. They just bully them again. So, they soft. How you going to a game and your coach like, we not punting? Soft. We don't talk to somebody like that. Oh, you ain't gonna punt? Who the fuck you talking to? Ain't gonna go to the game like we ain't punting. That's how soft the Packers is.
I thought we were talking about defensive coordinators, not Caleb.
Yeah. The Packers defensive coordinator. Yeah, we ain't punting. That's what he said. It's on the quarterback 2024. We not punting today. So 4 downs all the way down the field.
All right. So, obviously, the Packers have a new defensive coordinator. So he was a head coach. Who knows? I have to, as a Bears fan, I have to put Dennis Allen number 2. So Flores, yes, unquestionably, Brian Flores is the best defensive coordinator in the NFC North. Okay. We all agree on that. I am putting Dennis Allen as number 2. Here's why. Turnovers, absolutely. So in stats, the Bears didn't look all that good. They ranked 30 points allowed per game. So, but turnovers and when you look at injuries, the Bears had a lot of injuries as well. On defense, I'll get I'll let you go ahead and make a comment on that. Dennis Allen as the second best defensive coordinator, and I'm going to come up with the.
I guess. I mean, it's a low bar. The tallest midget. You know what I mean? The tallest midget. Sorry, little people. But that's it.
Let's stop talking about Kyler Murray.
Okay.
You can interchange everyone. You know what I'm saying? You definitely could. You could because sometimes Calvin Shepard against the Ravens, he looked great. So, you know what I mean? Dennis Allen, only reason why he get number 2, turnovers. But other than that, we was running on y'all, throwing on y'all, whatever. It didn't matter.
Well, and obviously it makes a difference. And you would know this as well with the Lions. When you have all the players out, you have to do some different things to disguise coverages. Obviously, I think the Vikings, Flores has done more with less on defense for a few years here. And obviously you had a fantastic defensive coordinator, not 2025, but 2024 seventh letter that did more with less when you had all the injuries.
Yeah, all he did was just blitz safety.
And we're talking about Aaron Glenn, right?
Yeah. He just blitz safeties a lot. I wanted him going to after what he did to us against the Washington Redskins. Both of them motherfuckers just wanted to leave and coach, be head coaches. So fuck both of them.
Well, you know, obviously, and hopefully it works out for him. No one really, I think, wants to go to the Jets, but obviously it's kind of a homecoming for him, and it's hard to pass up a head coaching position.
He fell asleep at the combine. Like, oh man, yo, come on, man. He fell asleep at the combine.
He did.
Oh, he'll be back. He'll be back in Detroit next year. He's another. No, don't come back to Detroit. But that's Dan Campbell's friend, so he's gonna want him back. But he fell asleep at the combine. How crazy did that look? That made me mad. Like, oh god, yeah, they're gonna fire his goofy ass. Watch.
Yeah, I mean, so obviously the Bears had Dio Odengba, Grady Jarrett, Andrew Billings, people that yeah, I mean, there was versus Steelers, most of their linebacking crew was out, and we had Nashawn Wright in the secondary, making plays, and Dennis Allen helped him get paid. So you look at all the things that Dennis Allen has been able to do, and now obviously going to 2026, I'm excited for him to actually get players that I think fit his system. Kobe Bryant's going to help, and faster, quicker players. So what Dennis Allen has been able to do and really kind of infuse a toughness. That was one thing I was worried about kind of going into 2025 is we had a decent defensive coordinator as a head coach. And he did some good things defensively, although he did a lot of things poorly. But the Flus actually was a decent defensive play call.
Oh, okay. All right, cool.
But Dennis Allen, I think, is up there. So you said the best of the worst for the rest of the division.
That's it.
Flores, here we go.
We can argue everyone.
All right, here's a fantastic question from Drew. Tex. Who do we got? A motivated Dio Odengba to really emerge on the scene, or Reggie White? I mean, it's really heavily weighted on the motivated Dio. He's motivated now that he's back.
Where is he? Where is he now?
Well, he was hurt last year, so that was probably one of the most maligned free agent pickups. They spent a lot of money on him, and then he got hurt, and so yeah. So he's.
I'm gonna go Reggie White.
I would go Reggie White too. But tell you what, I mean, man, you look at this defensive coordinator. We have to really do something. Obviously, I think Brian Flores is a solid defensive coordinator. He got paid to do so, and I don't know, maybe he takes over if KOC doesn't do well this year. Drew.
Nah, they never gonna. It'd be stupid. KOC's good enough. He'll be all right. He's not going nowhere. He's not going nowhere. He's a good coach. I mean, he had no quarterback. His quarterback kept getting hurt. That's not his fault. You know what I mean? Sam Darnold is had scary eyes against good teams when he had, Kirk Cousins is a bum, but he get you through the regular season. Then he got hurt his last year. So it's like, it's not his fault. He never really had a quarterback. He won with the astronaut, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's a good coach, man. It's a good coach. I don't know.
All right. So we are saying that the best coach in the division is Dan Campbell. We all agree on that?
No, he don't.
He's got the homer with KOC. But that's all right. I think that's understandable. That's understandable.
It's all right, man. I don't know how many times he ain't never sweep us. So, he swept us this year. Shit, you're right.
There you go.
Yeah, but it meant nothing.
Well, I'll tell you what. Obviously the draft is coming up in a couple weeks, and we're gonna have to do maybe a mock draft next week, something like that. I'm not really a huge big fan of mock drafts and all that, but I'm kind of helping out with some this week as well. But when the draft comes, then we'll know all the new prospects, the new shiny toys that each team will have to promote and all that. So, I definitely appreciate the discussion tonight. Lots of good comments and lots of good thoughts from both of you. And as we close out, Dre, where can everyone find you? Oh, you got to unmute yourself.
Yeah, sorry about that. You can find me on X, Twitter. It's at Skullman Sports. Love talking Minnesota sports in general. So, this has been fun. Thanks for having me once again.
And we definitely will have a Packer next week, whether it's Trev back, but we also will have good old Average Cheese will be back next week. He was on date night tonight, so he was not able to come, but we got him scheduled for next week. So we will have a Packer person next week for sure, if not two. Always have our Lions guy, 7th letter. I always appreciate your passion and thoughts. Where can everyone find you as we close out?
7th letter 4 on Twitter X, same OG on Instagram, Facebook. Pleasure to see you guys. Hope the weekend is warmer.
It's getting there. It's getting there. And you know what else is getting there?
Oh God.
My Chicago Bears. They're getting there. We had one piece left, and now we have Khalif Raymond, and it's Super Bowl bound for us. Super Bowl bound.
That's my boy, yo. I named my dog after him, yo.
You can find me on Twitter, X at NFLOutdated on YouTube, and you find us on Instagram and also Freezin 4 pod on TikTok. Definitely appreciate you guys, and we will catch you again next week. Once again, this has been the Freezin NFC North Podcast, and we're talking head coaches, and draft is coming up. Thanks again, everybody. We'll catch you next week.
Peace.